I'm your host, Jeff Sart. We're going to take you behind the scenes with the craft distillers who are pouring their heart and soul into crafting the next version of America's spirit. This is the Great American Whiskey Cookers. In this 4-part mini-series, we sit down with Ryan Cecil and Kenny Coleman of Pursuit Spirits, and we get an in-depth look into how Ryan is blending the award-winning spirits coming out of this non-distiller producer. We're going to pull back the curtains and see just exactly what the wizard is doing to build these blends. Welcome to this edition of the Great American Whiskey Cookers. We are here in Louisville, Kentucky at Pursuit Spirits. Hang on. Louisville. Am I saying that right?
You did well. Yeah.
For a Midwesterner, I mean, I'm doing okay?
Yeah, it's not Louisville or Louisville, it's Louisville. It's like O-O-C-A-U-V-U-L-L.
See, that's the problem us Midwesterners have. We see a consonant and we want to pronounce every single consonant.
You got to drop it.
Yeah. Okay.
I like to make it easy.
So as you can tell, these guys are kind of fun. So introduce them to who you are and what it is that you do.
Yeah, so I'm Ryan Cecil, part owner of Pursuit Spirits.
Kenny Coleman, the other half of Pursuit Spirits, but we have a very unique story because we actually started off as a podcast, but are now building it into our own whiskey brand.
So you guys have taken a kind of a circuitous route into building a brand, right?
Yeah. So, we didn't start with a legacy or family name or history. We were just two guys curious about bourbon, loved the spirit, loved the category, and went on this pursuit of finding all the information and knowledge, and then that ultimately led us to start our own brand.
And one of the reasons I wanted to come here is you guys are blenders, you're non-distiller producers, right?
Yes.
So let's explain what that is real quick, what the difference is between a distiller who's got a still and a non-producer distiller is.
Yeah. You take this one. You've got a really good definition on how you really put these into buckets.
Yeah, so I basically, you have distillers, obviously, who produce their own whiskey. Then you have non-distiller producers who use other facilities to make their whiskey for them. I break a non-distilling producer into two categories. You have non-distilling producers who source, so there's distilleries that have generic mash bills that are made for them or for the market. You can go to a broker and buy those barrels from these distilleries. And there's another NDP category, which we're in, is called contract distilling, which you partner with the distillery to make your own recipes, your own mash bills, you pick out your own barrels. So it's, even though you're not making it, it's made to your specs and it gives you more control of the process.
Fantastic. And you'll see there's other videos and we're going to get into that and dive into that nice and deep. Right now, though, we're going to talk blending.
Yes. Because
you guys are blending your stuff, right?
Correct.
Used to be a dirty word in bourbon, in whiskey, in the American whiskey scene. No longer such a dirty word. No, now it's a good word, and there's some great stuff coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. We found when we started our brand, a lot of bourbons on the market are one mash bill, aged in different locations in the warehouse and branded 50 ways, and that's great. But for us, we just want to do something interesting and fun, and so we explored blending different mash bills from different distilleries, different states, and really try to find an interesting, unique flavor profile that didn't exist on the market. So we found that blending those different components together really gave us a unique expression that can really stand out in the competitive market of whiskey today.
All right, so walk me through this. What goes into blending? Because number one, I have truly no idea what really goes into blending. I mean, you're just taking two barrels and dumping them together, right?
Yeah. As simple as that. No, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and Ryan is by far has a much more superior palate than I do when it comes to blending. I'm the last line of defense when it comes to what he does create, but he has these methodologies he goes through to try to find particular flavor profiles. So kind of guide him through a little bit of the process.
Can we dive into that and you walk me through it?
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, to me, there's four main flavor profiles in whiskey that most consumers gravitate towards. There's sweetness, fruitiness, spiciness, and oakiness. And so, people, when they hear blending, they think, oh, we're just going to take, 100 barrels, no matter what, put them in a tank, blend them together, and then bottle them. Not for us. Our batch size is about 10 barrels, very small. We taste through every single one of our barrels to find and identify them as those four flavor profiles. And then once we have those four flavor profiles, we start building our blends together. So for us, our methodology is people love bourbon or whiskey because of the sweetness. So we really try to search for those sweet and fruity barrels first, and then we find that the spicy and the oaky barrels will kind of add to those. So we'll try to build a base of sweet and fruit, and then the spice and oak will try to build layers on it. So it's really like starting with a dish that, you start with a brisket or something, and you're really trying to build layers of flavor on it with the different seasonings and whatnot. That's what the spice and oak do for us. They're building those layers of flavor on the back end for you.
Fruit and spice is basically just a big chunk of meat. Is that what you're trying to lay it out as?
Yeah. Yes, sweet and fruit is a big chunk of meat, and then the spice or the spiciness in the oaky barrels really help us build the interesting flavor profiles.
Even so, using that analogy, the meat still has to be a good cut.
Yeah, USDA Prime. That's what it's all we work with right here.
I love it.
Yeah, because you said that, it does have to be a good cut, and so we're like chefs. We go find the best whiskey in America, so we partnered with the best distilleries in the country that do produce that fantastic base product for us to start really building our blends together.
So can you show me how you do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go. I'm ready.
Go grab some drills and get into our rickhouse, and
I'll follow you.
Okay.
You.
What are we grabbing over here first?
Huh?
What are we grabbing over here first?
My drill and all that stuff.
Okay. Your drill or my drill?
Well, our drill.
Our drill. Last time I checked, that's under my. I think I should write my name on it.
Once it comes here.
So there's already an argument of whose drill it is.
Yeah. So this is my blending cart, my area. This is where I just keep all my tools and stuff and a lot of times I forget I put shit over here, and Tim reminds me that I'm like, have you seen this? He's like, yeah, look on your damn cart. So yeah, yesterday, we were looking through our spreadsheet. Like I told you all, we categorize our barrels, those 4 categories. So I went and identified the ones that we're going to choose today. They're in our rickhouse. And we're going to go search for those, drill into them, and pull some samples. And so we can start. This will be a 3-barrel blend that we do. We do most of our batches are 10 barrels, but we have been doing smaller batch sizes because we're finding that it's creating interesting and unique flavors at even smaller sizes.
Okay, I'm in. Let's try something.
All right, you get that.
How you do it?
I'll get these. Put this on the table,
And this one.
Get that. We'll get some more graduated cylinders if we need them as well.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'll get a hammer.
Yep, we're gonna need a hammer.
If you point it out, I can carry it. I got a free.
All right.
Here, can you grab that hammer?
Grab that orange hammer. Right
The orange
there.
hammer.
Yep.
I can do that.
It's vibrant, so we can't misplace it.
That's probably a smart thing.
Yeah.
That's I need to do that at home so that I don't. Oh, it's like Morocco.
Yeah. Get some weight behind it. You got that. And then I'm gonna get a marker on here real quick.
So how many days of the week do you do this?
So typically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are our kind of tasting, blending, processing days. Sometimes I'll spend Monday, Tuesday working on blends, and then Tuesday or Wednesday we bottle. It just really varies, different from week to week. We're really small in production right now. We only have about 200 barrels a year put out into market. As you'll see, it's June-ish kind of time frame. We've sold through a lot of our barrels already, but our next round of barrels are coming in here in about 2 to 3 weeks. So we'll bring those in, start tasting through them and whatnot.
Nice.
We're trying to build a cadence of.
It's very, very tough to be able to do it from an operations standpoint because it seems like every week it's another fire to put out. It's like, oh, okay, we just gotta. Anything that you see on the back wall here, it's all the cases that we have. And so if we get a massive PO in, we're going, oh crap, what do? We need to bottle, so we've got to get something in the next 2 weeks.
So you have
out the
to
door.
change your schedule, and you got to start bottling right away.
Yeah,
Yep, absolutely.
Because the one thing we did learn as a hard lesson is we did a 40-barrel blend back in 2022, and it didn't sell through the distributors as fast as we wanted. And we had somebody that is very close to us. They said, "Wouldn't you rather have that whiskey still be in the barrel?" Kind of like, yeah. So now we've had to go back and kind of change to doing much smaller blends, more frequent cadence to be able to do that as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Learning as you go, right?
Oh yeah.
Trial by fire.
Totally.
Okay, so what's next?
All right, let's go into our rickhouse.
Okay.
Our mobile rickhouse out here.
The mobile rickhouse. So
So
we've seen this a lot at craft distillers.
yeah. So as you can tell,
Have you really?
We're in an industrial kind of warehouse. It's not really great for aging because the hottest it really gets in here is 80. The coldest it ever gets is 50. So this allows us to put the barrels back into the elements.
Sure.
So that they keep getting those weather fluctuations of the hot and cold and whatnot of our Kentucky weather. This was Kenny's purchase off the Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
I've heard that you're a pretty frugal person and pretty good shopper on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.